loves, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing face masks. Really not trendy. This is just to kind of get me back into the swing of things. I have not made any YouTube videos in a while like this actually. I do have a gaming channel with my sister, Tier 2 Works, if you'd like to go check that out. But this is a little bit different. We are going to be trying this kit. Actually, I have two kits, and we're gonna see how actually useful and fun they are. As you might know, it is my dream to be an entertainer. So if you are entertained by this video, please like and share it. Comment down below what your favorite part was, and consider subscribing for more content. But before we begin, let's leave our troubles at the door. So we're going to gently roll our neck from shoulder to shoulder. And now let's roll our shoulders for about 5 rolls. And now we're going to gently breathe in on a long breath in. Hold it and release on an audible sigh. All right, so to try and get the best camera angle for you, I actually have a second one right here. Yes, it's my iPhone. We're going super high tech with this. So hopefully you can see it down below. Hi. But then also that is what this thing is right here. So I am still kind of trying to get the finaglings correctly. Please let me know how the audio is. I did have a microphone that I was going to use down here, but it decided not to work today. So we're just gonna wing it with what we have and get started. So to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why. I haven't really been able to do one of these videos in a while, and now I set it up with lights and everything, make sure everything is pretty, and I think I kind of psyched myself up a little bit. So that's why we're doing face masks. I know it is so not trendy right now. Everyone is so over that which shall not be named, but I thought this would be a good practice run for me. So please make sure to leave any comments or critiques down below of things you'd like to see or things that I should change. So this face mask I actually got at, and first of all, every time I say face mask, I think of like a spa day where you go and you put on like a nice moisturizer or something. That's not what this is. We all know what kind of face mask this is. I got these for a very discount at Five Below, and there are actually 2 of them. So let's see, it says it includes 3 face masks, 3 color your own fabrics, iron-on decals, 4 markers, white glue, gem stickers, and instructions. And this other one, fabric to make 3 masks, iron-on, gem stickers, elastic, needle, threads, and instructions. So I see. So we actually have 2 different ones here. I thought that they were just different based on the what they look like, but it's actually a sew your own face mask and a color your own face mask. So that's actually pretty cool. I actually, back at the very beginning of that which shall not be named, I actually did make my own face mask. So I'm really interested in sewing this one. So let me go ahead and get everything out. All right, so we can see we already have our template laid out. This is the elastic to go around the actual, your ears and stuff for the mask. This is a needle and thread, very nice. You can kind of tell, I think this is a little bit cheap quality, but not too bad. I'm not one of those who, you need the best quality thread as long as it sticks together and holds your stuff together. So here's some bling. Okay, yeah, these are like iron-on decals. I guess that's okay. They're small enough. I kind of worry a little bit about like the breathability and the usability of this mask. Another thing I want to say is this material is it's satin. So I've done one, and this will actually go right into your mouth when you breathe in. You suck it in and it'll just come in. So I'm assuming this is on the outside to look very nice. And then this must be material on the inside. Actually, I wouldn't want this touching my face, so this must be, well, I don't know. I would say it's actually the batting almost. It does feel like a mask, but I don't know that I want this touching directly to my face. However, we can see here that these are the 3 fabrics that they gave us. So this is it. This is what it's supposed to be. So let's go camo. I'm a nice camo girl. Shout out Metal Gear. So we do have 3. So we have 3 of these. If I can get this out of here, we have 3 sheets. So yeah, so I guess this is the mask. I'm a little skeptical right now on usability. This is great in terms probably of how to make a mask pattern so you can learn and then get some more usable fabric pieces, but let's see how it is. So the instructions say, sew your own face mask instructions. Let's see. So we have the mask template, the printed fabric, the liner, the sewing needle, thread, elastic, and then of course these guys are just extras. So what we will need are a pencil or a pen, scissors, ruler, and an iron. All right, so I have all 3 of what I need. I am not going to do the ironing. I don't like to iron, but also I don't really want to put the decal. I don't think any of these would really line up with my camo. So I am going to not do any of that extra bling and just get started with the instructions. So determine the size mask and cut along and fold the fabric in half and trace. Okay, so based on this template, it really doesn't show very well, but I'm assuming the small is for 3 and 6, the 7 to 12 is the middle, and then the 13 up, so adult, would be the last. So I'm going to cut to just make the largest. Easy enough. And now I'm going to lay it out. I see why we need an iron. I'm just gonna wing it. To be frank, I really don't have high hopes for this one. So, let's see. They didn't give me any pins, but you know what? I'm gonna do it the way they have it. They told me I didn't need any pins. They did not tell me to use any pins, so I'm not gonna. So I don't really need well, this is not, this piece isn't even like straight at all. All right, we're just gonna have high hopes and go. I can already see it's really not lining up to do this. So I guess they were not anticipating an adult doing this. Big shocker there. All right, so I'm gonna use my pencil. Some could argue that the mechanical pencil is not the best one to use to draw, but it's the closest one I had on hand. And I don't know, I'm always a believer of, you know, if you're gonna get a kit and, you know, you're probably gonna sit and just wanna do it. All right, I can already see, look, this pencil is digging holes as I'm trying to draw. Now again, it might be because it's mechanical. Let's switch to an old-fashioned. And let's see. Okay, that's a little better. Place the 2 fabric pieces together with right sides facing each other and sew the center line. So you don't technically need to fold this in half if you're not actually gonna have a center line. You just need to cut 2 like that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, well, if I can get it to line up. Okay, you do still have to be gentle with this fabric. And again, I'm just thinking, if you're gonna be doing this with your 10-year-old, I don't know. I don't know that this is the right fabric for this, honestly. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut these out. And I would use fabric scissors, I do have fabric scissors upstairs in my atelier, but I didn't bring any down here. And I don't know that this really warrants a trip upstairs, so. This is not good fabric. I mean, it's probably fine fabric. It's not good fabric for this. This isn't, it didn't line up. There wasn't enough fabric. The reason I didn't fold this and try to cut is because without pins, this is just gonna slide together. And they didn't tell me I needed pins, and they didn't provide any pins, so I'm not gonna use pins on this kit. Okay, I've got my two pieces. One came out way better than the other, so I'm going to try. You see that? There was not enough fabric. There was not enough fabric. All right, we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna have fun. I am always up for anything that tries to get children or families together and try to learn a new skill. So sewing is a great tool, and it's really fun to do. But I don't want people to get discouraged because this kit isn't awesome. So I don't know who would start out with this kit first. All right, so this definitely does not fit this way. Even if I line up all the way at the bottom, that is not going to line up with the adult size. And it does not line up if you want to fold it. So the three linen pieces, what do they call them? Yeah, liner. The three liner fabrics do not line up with this. Nope, that's definitely going to cut off. Do it this way. Tip is not going to. All right. If I had flipped it in half, you see this overlap? There is no way I would have been able to cut two. And again, I'm supposed to have three, so I'm not supposed to use these other two pieces. So this is what they've given. This is what they've given me to work with. All right, so I'm going to assume the tips are never that super important because it folds in when you sew. So we're just not gonna have a tip. You know, it's just disappointing that it didn't need that much more. Just measure. Like, I'm assuming this was manufactured in a, you know, someplace that it just like shoots the stuff out, you know? Like, was this all manually cut? Because even if at that point, it should have already been drawn on then, you know? Like, either you try harder in one aspect or you just give it a little bit more. It didn't need that much more, but I don't even have enough fabric to cut out the pattern. And the pattern's decent enough. I used something very similar to this when I made mine. Place the two fabric pieces together, right sides facing each other. Okay, there's that one. So the center line of the mask, about 1/4 inch from the edge. And repeat for the liner. This is a ginormous needle for this very delicate satin. I always like to do double. I know some people just tie a knot at one end. I like to do a double. It just always makes my stitches so much stronger. So this might be too much for the satin fabric, but go with what you know. All right, so again, I don't have any pins. And I'm angry at this kit, to be honest. This is a very disappointing kit for me. So I am not going to bother with being perfect because they certainly didn't care enough to pretend. So I'll come back when I'm done sewing. All right, so I have sewn the two pieces together. Obviously, since they weren't cut perfectly, I just had to do my best to line them up. So we are going to move on to the next piece. Unfold the sewn pieces and lay them together with right sides facing each other. So I'm gonna do this because there's no right or wrong side on this. So we're going to have these pieces line up. Do not stitch the sides. Sew along the top and the bottom. So we're gonna sew along there and along there. Now, I have actually done this on my sewing machine last time I did one of these. So doing this by hand, it's 100% capable or possible, and I will do it for the sake of this kit. But I would recommend, if you're actually doing this, to you just use a sewing machine if you have one. But also, we really need pins. Why didn't they give us pins or tell us that we need pins? They didn't provide us with the scissors. Why wouldn't they say, hey, go grab some pins? That's the only reason I'm not doing it. I'm not trying to make this fail. I'm just saying, if you're going to explain how to do something to somebody, I mean, I guess they're not explaining how to sew. So I guess that, technically, whatever, if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we will continue. All right, so I did sew it with mostly success. You can see that because of the very detailed, or delicate, I should say, fabric, there's some puckering and some pulling of the fabric all around. Yeah, overall it's not great. Granted, I'm not the best hand sewer, but I have made costumes from scratch, so I'm decent at sewing. And this is just not you don't handle satin like this, in my opinion. I don't know, let me know if you do, but this is just not good fabric for this project, especially hand sewing like that. Speaking of, now granted, I do use more thread than maybe the average, but there is no way you can get 2 more out of what they gave you. So they do not give you enough thread for this project if you were going to do all 3. So now let's move on to the next step, which is to turn it right side. I went ahead and did that. And now we are going to sew the edges of the mask. So what we did is essentially we hid all of the seams. And there is supposed to be seam allowance, but because of, again, the nature of this, it never worked out for me personally. The stitches are never strong enough when I do seam allowance hand sewing. Again, I prefer to use a machine. So they want you to sew it kind of like this. They don't actually say anything like tucking this to make it look nice. But I'm going to probably, actually just for ease, I think I'm going to do 1 fold over, and then I'm going to, it's hard to do it showing, but I'm going to fold it over like that. Obviously they want you to feed the elastic through here. So let me go ahead and sew that very quickly. Now again, you might be like, okay, devil's advocate, you're doing a double tie. My whole thing is, if you're going to be reusing this face mask, supposedly you're supposed to be washing this. Again, not sure how you would just throw this in the the laundry, but this is not going to survive anything. Maybe a photo shoot, but and again, it might be a fun project just to practice sewing, except it's always frustrating when you use something like this. Like, they should have given broadcloth or something that was more, you can have cheap fabric, but it's sustainable to hand sewing. This is such a delicate fabric. I really, they're just setting the people up for failure, and that's kind of depressing. You wanna have fun with it. I've never been good about hiding my stitches, so I don't know that I'm going to try all that hard on this. Forgive me. I don't want to have tushy something, but I'm not going to be wearing this. I'll try it on, obviously, but I'm not going to be wearing it anywhere. It's not going to protect me from anything. And I hate that you're going to see this, but I'm afraid to sew like that just because this fabric is so delicate. I don't know that I could hide my stitches, so I'm not even trying to hide them. So that's full disclosure. I'm also on my last piece of thread here, so I'm gonna have to go get my own. They did not give enough for this project. I am such a proponent of a double thread because it makes your stitches that much stronger for any kind of durability that you would need. And I think a face mask, 100%, it needs to be durable. If you're gonna take it off, put it in your purse, put it in your pocket, or just wear it around all day. You pull, I mean, if you consider those, disposable ones, how easy it is for that to break off of you because they're hardly stitched on and stitched together at all. And that's fine because those are supposed to be disposable. This is fabric. It's not supposed to be disposable. At least I wouldn't imagine it would. All right, so I made the little pockets that they were talking about. I do want to say this fabric phrase so much. Again, I know satin has its own place, so I'm not hating on the fabric itself. I'm hating on the fabric for what it's asking. So it's just, it's not pretty, but it is there. It's completely handmade. So we are moving on to the final step, other than customizing it, which is to measure and cut 6 to 8 inches of the elastic and insert the elastic through the pocket and tie the ends together with a knot. So there is no other sewing or anything for this one. So I've got my handy dandy ruler. This is a tiny ruler, so I only have 6 inches on this ruler, but I will do my best. Let's see, so that's 6, and then let's do an additional 2, keeping in mind that we have 2 other masks we need to make. So I'm just going to assume, even though I only measured once, okay, so this is for the other 2 masks. And so now we are going to feed this through. This was 8 inches. Ingenuity at its finest. Okay, got that. Now we're gonna tie the end. Oh man, I can't do anything with fake nails, but they look so pretty. There we go. All right, there's one side. Let me do my trick. There we go. This elastic is pretty decent, I will say. Now for the final. Okay, so I will say it fits well. Probably I would need a little bit more elastic because I have a very prominent nose, so it pushes just a little bit. You can breathe in it. Let me try talking in it. I didn't try talking. Yeah, I am, oops. Yeah, well, I messed up the top because, again, there wasn't enough fabric. Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't suck in. It doesn't get stuck, so that's good. This liner is very good for keeping the fabric off. My face is, I have very sensitive skin, so I don't know that I would like this rubbing against me. Those disposable masks often give me a rash if I wear those day after day for like every day. So I usually have like more of a linen face mask for myself personally. That's just personal things. I can't, judge this. So had it had more fabric and had I sewn it on the sewing machine so that my stitches would be nice, and had this been different material, I still don't think satin is the way to go with this. I would say that this was a nail. Otherwise, I think this kit itself is a fail, and I will give the following reasons. Fabric is no bueno. They didn't give enough materials, either of the 2 materials, fabrics. They didn't give enough string, thread, that's the technical term for it. I will say that the pattern is accurate. This is very similar to the pattern, actually probably identical to the pattern that I did. The overall directions were accurate. I'm sorry, there's a squirrel that ran by. The directions were accurate, and this is essentially how I made my own back 2 years ago. So that is, accurate. The elastic is good. The needle is a proper needle. So if you were gonna buy this for $1 just to get the pattern, I don't think you need to buy this pattern. Lay the pattern down and draw around it. You don't have to touch the mask that you have. And you can remake as much as you want. In terms of these iron-on, I don't trust ironing on with satin. Again, this is just not the right material because you're not supposed to just lay, I know I understand with ironing on, I think you do lay like a napkin or something, paper towel over it. But I still feel like the heat, this is just such a sensitive material. I wouldn't suggest doing any iron-ons. These feel accurate in terms of what an iron-on feels like, and they're pretty cool. So, I mean, I guess you could keep these for a different project. And then these stickers are, the generic, let's give it a shot, hearts. Right over here on the corner. Oops. There we go, beautiful. And I'll try this on in a close-up for you to see. I will say it is full coverage. It's not symmetrical, but that's because the patterning didn't really fit as I discussed before. But I would say that it does fit the average adult face. Again, my nose is very prominent, so I need a little bit more on top, I think. But overall, this is a good shape, the standard pattern. They didn't really invent anything new, but I think it's good in terms of this kit. All right, so this second face mask kit is, honestly, what I thought both of the kits were going to be, and this is just coloring your own face mask. Again, I'm a little bit worried about how the markers, and I guess there's no paint, but how that, like the fumes would go in. But let's just see. All right, so with this kit, it comes with a mask template, which is really weird. This does not fit my face. I don't know if you're supposed to cut. We'll see what these directions say. Fabric mask cover, face mask, markers, glue, iron-on decals, and gem stickers. You will also need a pencil or pen, scissors, an iron, and additional cloth such as an old t-shirt or a piece of old bed sheet. Very specific. It also came with this weird product qualification certificate. It's weird. I don't know. Warranty is 3 years. What kind of warranty do you need? I'm not sure. So as I said before, we are not going to be doing any iron-on decals. I do have an iron. I just don't feel like breaking it out. These guys are cute though. They're super tiny, but I guess it kind of has to be. It is just on a face mask. I was just checking. This does say 6 and up. So I think it is a child mask. Yeah, I would say it doesn't really quite fit me. I wasn't really expecting it to, but I guess I figured it would be a little bit bigger just in case. Some kids have big heads. Am I wrong on that? I don't. All right, so right off the bat, the first thing says determine which mask template you want to use. So I like this one, so I'm gonna face down, and it says cut around the template, but they've actually already done that for us. It's perfect, there is no cutting. So, but you can see on here, it's the, I don't know, to trace around it. This is not what we actually got. Ours are already pre-cut for us, which is good, I guess. As a template, this is, you could have guessed this, just draw your own face. I guess it's okay. And then there's only one of these, they call it like the filter or whatever, linen. So I'm not sure what that's about. I guess if you use your own, like they said, you could use like a t-shirt or something. So I'm just gonna put these to the side. And then they say, using the markers provided, color your own masks as desired. So it's kind of a non-project. After coloring your face mask, cut along the template line, which we've already done, of the back side of the fabric. Glue the face mask and the fabric mask cover together along the tops and sides only. So again, I don't think you should be huffing glue. I don't know what kind of glue this is. It actually looks like one of those icing tubes. But okay, so they actually, if I'm not mistaken, they said they want you to glue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the dinos. The dinos are super cute. And let's try out these glorious markers. I mean, they're not, I don't know that I guess they're fabric safe. Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's see, so let's see how they color. I'm gonna color a little pink Triceratops. Okay, there's enough ink in this, that's pretty cool. Purple is more pastel, but it's working. Pretty happy little guy. Let's color this big guy. Okay, yellow is very bright. Usually, yellow is a very hard color to get visible for some reason. So there is a lot of ink in these pens. These pens are pretty decent. I'm surprised. They do feel very flimsy, and I don't know how much ink they have. But for the time being, they're pretty decent. All right, this blue might be a little lackluster. Oops, I totally missed the lines. I'm going, you know what, I'm gonna color this guy. Yeah, okay, that's good. It just doesn't really want to color in the little tiny spots. Can't blame it. There's too much black there. So this is really reminiscent of those kid menus at a restaurant when you're just waiting to be served. So if you have a very tiny child, I know this is supposed to be for 6+. I disagree with that entirely. I think any child over 6 years old is not gonna be entertained by this. Really little kids would love to play with this. Obviously they just can't like do the glue and stuff, I would imagine. But I don't think this is really good. Now, granted, what they gave you, the materials are they're legit. This feels like a normal face mask that is disposable. It's pure white, but I don't think that means it's any less good. So let's try to glue this on here. Now, granted, whoops. These are disposable, so you're really only supposed to use them once. And they're supposed to be sanitary. So just by the mere laying it down, we've already kind of taken away the sanitary. Now for what's going on right now in the world, doesn't necessarily have to be sanitary because you're not going around anything with big bacteria, like in that sort of sense. So like putting it on your face, again, I mean, you really want to lick this table. I know I don't, unless, but, so again, I don't know. I feel like this is more doing something for edutainment. So if you are going to watch something about what's happening right now in current events with your kids, or talking about, health safety. So you're talking about why we wear masks and why it's important while you're doing this. So this is never actually used as a project. Yeah, I think it's fun. It was fun to draw with it. I just want to see if this glue works. So yeah, it was fun to draw. Okay, glue. Ooh, you see how hard I am pushing with this? Oh, it is gonna pop up at this top. It looks like it's, oh, is there another? Wait, why would that matter? That's not even, oh. All right, well, all of the glue contents just came out. I guess let's just use our hands. This feels like Elmer's glue. Oh, yeah, it smells like Elmer's glue. What is that? Oh, that's the piece that popped out. You see that little plastic thing? That is the little troublemaker that got my table all messy. Well, yep, this is the content you came for. Ew, it's all over. All right, Elmer's glue. Does Elmer's glue two fabric pieces together? I don't know, is it safe? Well, Elmer's glue is non-toxic. I guess that's the brand, so I should stop saying that. Kindergarten glue, is that an appropriate term? Ew, okay, yeah, this feels like one of those art pieces that like your kids bring home and you're like, why did you do this? My hands are sticky now with glue. Okay, it doesn't fit, and I knew it wouldn't, but like, am I supposed... How do and what do and why do? Those are the questions. I don't even think it's not really even sticking at all. All right, we're gonna let it sit for just a second as I go through. Nope, that is not sticking. That's not sticking at all. And I used a lot of glue, as you once saw. So that doesn't work, and now my hands are sticky and gross. I need to go clean them, but before I go, I am gonna walk through this. So this is adorable. These little guys, these little pictures, it's super cute. And the pens actually worked. So if it were just this, just hey, color on some fabric and use it however you want to do it, yeah, sure, whatever. For $1, I'm not upset. And these masks, well, except for this one that I got glue all over, these masks are legitimate, reusable. $1 for 3 seems excessive because I'm pretty sure I get like a bundle for, how much is that? I don't know. I get it off of Amazon. It's a bundle. But you know, whatever. These are kids' sizes. So this is a legitimate mask. So I will say that. That's good. These pens, obviously they're not a lot of colors, but I guess potentially you sort of have the primaries, you know, not red, but you can get green out of that. So, you know, I'm not mad with that. As a project, I would say definitely don't do this to actually use. Please don't use this. Please don't glue anything and then put it near your nose. That just can't be safe. Well, I say that and then I look at all of the costumes I've made. Do as I say, not as I do. But again, if this were going to be like an edutainment, so you are doing this craft while you're learning, like with your kids, it's a nice family project. Yeah, I could see you can have like 5 minutes of fun with this, or, you know, 20, depending on how fast your kid colors. That really is all the project is coloring this. This glue doesn't do anything. If I used an actual glue, maybe it would have worked. But again, I don't even know how it would have fit on this. It wouldn't, ugh, now my face smells like glue. I have to go clean up, but, you know, no, it was a fail. It was a fail. These are for fails all around. I give this first episode, fail. All right, so now that I've cleaned up, let's go over again. This was a fail in the materials that they gave you. It was a nail in concept. I do think it's fun to learn how to sew, and I do think it's important to learn the importance of masks. Not getting political on this channel, but this is definitely a pass, unless you have $1 to just splurge. This one is also a fail. It really wasn't a finished kit or a finished idea. The glue that puts this together did not work. The pens were kind of nice, but again, drawing on a mask and then wearing it, I just feel like the different particles in the air, what are those called? The smells, you know, it's like, don't huff a Sharpie, you know what I mean? Like, don't put that on your nose. So that's also a fail, but you know, they're fun projects if you have $1 to spend. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and consider subscribing for more content. Remember that you are loved, you are worth it, and whatever you are struggling with today will pass. Until next time, stay crazy.